Sweet. So, welcome back. You guys asked for a part 2, so I've dragged Rich out and you've got a part 2.
So, we did say, drop some comments below, and people did.
I forgot.
So, first one, I'll tell you what, let's do newest first. Rich, do you have a trip to Morocco planned? Liam, do I have a trip to Morocco planned?
Right, I really want to do Iceland next year and drive over some volcanoes, and Rich really, really wants me to take him to Morocco. So, you have to look at see what funds are saying.
Yeah.
And possibly flip a coin and let fate decide.
You see, I'd be tempted for Iceland, but I think when I do it, I'm going to fly drive.
Why? That's boring.
Because the expense of getting your vehicle there to start with is 95% of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I can take a plane over there and trash someone else's vehicle on a volcano and then fly back not feeling guilty at all.
What are you building that for then? You might as well just fly everywhere and drive somebody else's
Because
vehicle.
I can drive to Morocco and it's not horrific money to get there and back. You've got a couple of ferries, which I don't think they're that badly priced.
They're not
You know, when
greatly
you look at the
price, let's be honest.
No, all ferries are rip-off,
Yeah.
but as far as, like, when you look at the difference between the ferry that you did and the ferry that I'd choose, it's a lot more money, but I'm not burning diesel and time and wear and tear on the vehicle and potentially someone pulling out and smashing the whole trip to pieces.
But that's the whole point.
So, anyway, yes, I am planning on going to Morocco in spring, in one way, shape or form, just because that is one hell of an overland vehicle, in my opinion. Then the next one, please give us a walk round and tour of the pins, ? If only we did that.
If only it's
If
just
only
happened.
we did that.
So that is already out now over on Rich's page. It's a complete walk around video of everything that we've done to it. There's some really good content in there. And you might learn a few things as well if you're building something.
Yeah, and what we can do on there, if you do like the walk round of the pins and there's something that's not covered in that particular video itself, either drop it back on one of these comment sections or on the video itself, and as we meet up periodically through the year and stuff, we'll try and do more of these because we don't live a great distance from each other. So
yeah, it's definitely achievable.
right, brilliant video, plenty of laughs, can't wait for part 2. What do you think would be the best vehicle to start overlanding with, that you'd also use as a daily to keep in a sensible budget? That's actually
That's
mega
a great
question. Yeah,
really good question.
and the worst bit about that is everybody's bias.
Yeah.
They've all got, like with that one, that's the best for covering distance, but that absolutely walks all over it off-road. So
Yeah.
it's like
I think the perfect overland vehicle for somebody who's just starting out is one that is easy to work on, somewhat reliable. I would go beam axle instead of independent, just because whilst you're learning the craft of off-road driving, you're going to want that strength. That's the key differences between this and that, is if you hit some of the bumps that we hit in Morocco and we went airborne, you could possibly damage something.
Yes.
Whereas with that, you go, that was close. So I definitely think Discovery 2, as much as I hate the Discovery 2, the Discovery 1 as well.
See, D1, I'd have, for a first overland vehicle, I would say D1 because it's the thinking man's Defender.
Yeah. It's basically Defender with a Toyota body on it.
Yeah.
Kind of, if you went Troopy 70 series sort of way of looking at it.
Yeah, but finding a D1 that's not rotten, that's
a big one.
I think if you got a D1 and refurbed it, like rebuilt engine, rebuilt axles,
that's a great
you've
idea.
got a very, very good TDI recipe.
Yeah.
You've got something that you can chuck the kids in still. It's never going to be luxury as we've got today's standards, but it's still a nice place to be with soundproofing.
If you're going overland abroad, a pickup's not a bad shout. The D-Max is a great vehicle.
So that's where I would for a first overland vehicle, I'd probably go Hilux or D-Max.
Yeah, the old Ford Ranger as well, the one that's basically a Mazda.
Yes,
that's a great engine, great gearbox.
You start to look at some of the Land Cruisers and things, but you're really paying for the premium of it being the tool for the job, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
any Land Cruiser is like, it's a golden ticket to success.
Right, so it's Defender money, isn't it? They've just gone up and
if not
up
more.
and up.
Like if you had a 70 series, you're paying like double, triple Defender money these days.
But if I was going to get a Land Cruiser, it would be the 80.
Yeah, you like the 80.
Because the 80's
the Discovery that works.
Yeah, but Range Rover size.
Yeah, it's a great vehicle.
That one that Andy's got is phenomenal. I mean, it's a nice motor, and he's gone on about it and on about it and on about it, and he gave it to me for the weekend, and wow.
Yeah, that good.
It pins you to the seat acceleration, it brakes, it corners, and it off-roads. It's, yeah, I can see why that's worth what it's worth.
And if there's anybody out there who's not got a budget, the best overland vehicle in the world is the Toyota Troopy.
Yeah, it probably is, yeah.
If you've not got a budget, the best overland vehicle is the Toyota Troopy. Because
that's, they don't look it, but they're massive. That is a big, it wouldn't be much smaller than that.
No, they're big.
You take a foot off the height of that, and it's about Troopy size.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of real estate inside. You've got the recipe of the engine, the gearbox, the triple lock, all the Gucci bits that you really, really need. But
you can put a pop-top roof on it.
Yeah,
you can.
But that is fully fitted out vehicle.
£150,000.
Yeah. You need 100 grand to do even something reasonable.
So if there's anybody out there who's got £100,000 and needs a truck building, hiya.
So yeah, it's a very, very open market, and there'll be people in the comments disagreeing and saying, well, what if this and what if, like we were saying D2, that is far better than a D1 on paper, but D2s are of an age now where things are failing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more complicated Land Rover electrics that Land Rover were never good at electrics, and they're 20-year-old now. So yeah, that's so just buy Hilux.
Stop. Just ignore everything we've said and buy Hilux.
I wouldn't worry about age so much. I'd go on mileage and condition.
Mileage and conditions are great.
That's what I'd look for, because there is some out there that are really, really well spec'd, and they're a nice place to be, but it's all about how it's been abused and maintained.
Yeah, if you're looking at a Defender with 200,000 mile on the clock, just because it's a TD5, it doesn't mean it's indestructible. It's a Defender with 200,000 mile on the clock.
Well, there's some vehicles that have been worked down mines and stuff, haven't there?
Yeah.
And they've got 15,000 mile on from new.
Then it needs all new bushes and suspension.
Yeah, and it's never been maintained right. And loving the subjects you covered, and interesting to hear about your opinions on things. One subject I would be interested to hear more on is first aid kit.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What is a good base kit? Could this be bought, or does it have to be made?
So
I think as a first aid kit, getting off the shelf, reasonable money. Yeah.
But the biggest thing to understand with first aid kits is you need to know how to use the first aid kit.
See, yes, you do need to know how to do the first aid kit, but like with my first aid kit, there's stuff in there that's beyond me. But I'd rather look at it than for it, and the guy driving past
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth knowing what you can do with your first aid kit, though.
Yeah, but there's the amount. If you don't know masses about these things, it all starts going wrong, and you might get in a bit of a flap. If you're just stood there with the kit and another car pulls up, they've still got a better chance than if you didn't have the kit.
Definitely
So
agree with that. Yeah,
it's
a life-proof, I think, or Life Venture makes some decent first aid kits.
Tree also have quite a bit of stuff in.
Do they?
Yeah.
Right.
You can also build a lot of stuff with what's on their website as well. Yeah. So if you haven't checked out Tree, what an awesome shop that is.
I'm going to have a look at that myself, I think.
Should do the gas thing.
I've not got my resi.
No, but with first aid kits. Because it should be an accessible place, and you should be able to get it quickly.
Yeah, go on then.
Right,
go on
now
then.
Fast. Go on. Don't spill your drink.
Med! 5, 6, 7. Yes! Come on! Get up! Right, what have you got?
I've got this green bag full of Haribos.
Jack Daniels, hang on, Jesus Christ.
Nothing but Haribos.
It's a scoff bag.
Do you want to go through that?
Yeah, let's have a look, let's see what you got.
What have you got?
What have you got?
So
what do you want?
It's
Who
in
said
sections.
That? Charles Bronson.
Let's not look at that one.
Extra large condoms, they're not yours.
Fisting.
FFDs.
TQ.
Tourniquet. Why have you only got one?
There is another first aid kit that's in my Land Rover that should live in the cab.
Right.
And that's what's in there. Is
bit of admin stopping around.
In fact, if you go exactly where this is, to my bug out bag, there's a trauma kit.
Yeah.
There's another one in there, quick clot and all the things.
Yeah. For those who don't know, hemorrhaging bleeds and airways are going to be your two main problems. They're what are going to kill somebody faster than anything. which means that tourniquets, and you need 2 per person, FFDs, again 2 per person, and a pair of fingers. Hopefully you've got some of them so you can clear some airways out with, and you're going to be good to go. Everything else after that is considered essentially minor, but your major stuff like this is what you can die within 2 minutes without having at least one of these in your kit. I'm going to test you actually. Nice. So having an FFD is great, but make sure you prep it like Rich has so that you can put it on with one hand, because if the unconscious person next to you is in your cab is obviously unconscious, and you're bleeding out and you've only got one arm.
To be fair, that is something I need to practice. That is so long since I've actually played this game.
Yeah. But it's genuinely, it will never happen, but when it does, that is vital. So yeah, what else we got? Burns, ear deafs, nice when they come screaming and don't shut up.
It's also, with this kit, it's all in pull-out sections, so if you want to, you can pull a section out and, go at it.
PT belt, no, that's... Rescue blanket, they are great. So
someone going into shock.
Going into shock, they go freezing cold instantly. A simple tinfoil blanket is better than anything else
and there's no way my tinfoil hat will go over the full person.
Still a paranoid schizophrenic that I hear.
No, that's him, I've told you.
Every video from now on. Every single video. But yeah.
Paranoid schizophrenic walks into a bar.
Hi, Rich. But no, that's a great first day. Where'd you get this from? Where'd you get it from?
So I've got a friend that watches the channel, Mr. 762, who...
Does he sell these?
No, this was his career, and he sorted me right out. He saw the silly games that me and the lads play, and he's like, I hope you've got a substantial kit, because at some point, playing with fire and a few beers and axes and things and boomsticks, and as we do, he really, really squared me away with this.
That's a really good kit, that.
How fast can you get yours?
Quicker than you.
Med!
2, 3, 4. Boom! Easy.
So, Jock the Defender. Why does everyone write lots? Brilliant, guys. Looking at putting a winch on my 110, but had about 600 different recommendations. Is there anything that should be on the lookout for? Features that I should prioritise?
Yeah, nothing terra firma.
We have just had this one. And you said your go-to was Winch Max, and I've got a Winch Max on the Defender that's going to go on this van because I just cannot fault it. It has never missed a beat.
If you've got the budget, like a worn winch, straight up, you're never going to have a problem with a worn winch. But if you've not got the budget and you're looking at something budget range, stay away from terra firma.
I think worn is one of them things where that's not a first winch. That's when you've got a winch and then you go, well, it'd be better if I had this, and then you can justify the money.
Yeah.
But if you just look, if you've not had a winch before and you're just looking at getting one,
Winch Max, definitely.
Without a doubt. And you can also get, if you have a look at the one on my Defender, it's the Stealth one that they do for the military range, and it's just got a nicer coating on, nicer rope on it, nice recovery points on, and it comes with the plug-in or remote little doofers, and it works.
Another good one, actually, Samurai.
Okay.
Samurai winches are okay.
That's a name I ain't heard for a while.
It's military use them a lot on the Jackals.
Right.
So Samurai is another good one. I've not had one myself, so I can't say definitely go buy it, which is why I definitely recommend a Winch Max over a Samurai. But from everything I've heard, the Samurai is supposed to be quite a good winch.
Fair one.
Yeah.
Next one, Mr. E30. I'm thinking about building a tow Overland trailer. What would be a reasonable budget? That's a hard one because, again, like an Overland vehicle, you can buy a Sankey for 700 quid.
And fit it out for 150 quid if you wanted to, really, and go dead budget with it.
Yeah.
If you wanted top spec of everything, I'd budget £5 with a lithium battery set up in it, a decent roof
I don't think that's enough. Reason being, that one that's in my garden now, to get that to where it is by stretching the Sankey, building the frame, cladding it in composite, insulating it, boarding it, carpeting it, putting the locker on the front of it, just as a shell that then you can put your stuff in, that's at over £5. Plus as well, something that you want to bear in mind is Sankeys are awesome, but because it's a military trailer, your vehicle, the tow vehicle, has to be type approved to tow it. So you, like with the Sprinter, I'd love to put a Sankey on the back of that, but if I had a shunt or something, I've then bodged an 8.0 hitch on in a non-type approved way, and I'm sure someone will say my mate Jim's done this, and great for Jim, but the way that that's set up is you wouldn't be covered in a crash, whereas that's where like the pen pods and the adventure trailers and all the rest of it come in, because they go on your standard tow hitch, which I know off-road a tow ball isn't the way forward.
No, absolutely not.
But this is where you need to work out budget and use. Are you actually going to go overland? Are you going to go Morocco and do thousands of miles of corrugations, or are you going to come to a tree line like this for the weekend and
even
just live
south
out
of France or north of France, or just mainly asphalt?
So you really need to decide what you're going to use it for and be realistic with yourself, and not think that you're some mad adventurer when you're not. So, because you end up spending a lot of money and going a long way around something that there could just be an easy answer. That's the only reason I say it. So yeah, I think 5 to 10 grand. So yeah, that's that one. And that concludes the questions. So,
is it not more?
No.
I thought we were like 13 questions.
Nobody watches your videos.
Right, so to finish this video off nicely, I think we're going to talk about locations, aren't we? Best locations you can go.
Location.
Yeah, we should do our own TV show.
Are you Kirsty or
Please. Right, should we start with UK and then head out?
I think UK, and this is.
So I come down yesterday, and Rich looked very lonely, I suppose you could say. Just sat here in the woods.
Amusing himself.
Yeah, amusing himself. So I've walked around the back of his van. Now he says he's not decorated that, but I think he's lying. He's 100% been sat here decorating a Christmas tree by himself.
Merry Christmas.